Hello and welcome to the Horsemanship and Mindset podcast with your host, Kimberly Dunn of Idlewild Horsemanship and Mindset Coaching. This podcast is here to bring you the very best in tips, tricks, and advice to help you better understand yourself, your mindset, and your horse, because your horsemanship starts with you. Let's go. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Horsemanship and Mindset podcast. I am delighted to have you here, and this week I just want you to just take this moment as a little pause and reset for yourself, because I know that spring is here. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, spring has arrived, and you may be feeling wonderful because spring has arrived and, the days are getting longer, the sun is out a little bit more. And suddenly now we're all kind of gearing up for action. We're all able to do more with our horses, which can feel great. But also, you may find yourself feeling a little bit overwhelmed, maybe a little bit comparison-y because, everybody's posting all the things that they're now doing, and it might feel like everyone else is out riding, everyone else is out progressing and doing more. And maybe you, if you're honest with yourself, might be feeling a little bit behind, maybe a bit overwhelmed, or maybe a little bit like you should be further ahead. So if this is you, this episode is for you. And the purpose of this episode is just to be a nice little pause and a nice little check-in with yourself. So I'm going to be sharing 10 reminders to help bring you back to yourself, back to your horse, and back to what actually matters. So before I dive in, whether you are, I don't know, you might be busy, you might be mucking out listening to this, you might be out on a ride, you might be driving, whatever you're doing, you can do this while you listen. So I just want you to take a deep breath in, let that breath out, and just take a moment to check in with your body. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how you feel emotionally. Notice how you feel physically. Notice what's going on around you. What else can you hear? Apart from my voice, apart from my dulcet tones. What can you see around you right now? And take a moment to notice what you can feel. The air on your skin, your clothes, maybe your horse, maybe your mucking out tools, whatever it is you're doing right now, maybe your steering wheel. Take another deep breath in. Let that breath out. Give your shoulders a roll. Maybe roll your neck if you can. Maybe wring your hands out. And let's check in with these reminders. So, number 1, you are not behind. You are on your timeline with your horse. Okay, you're not behind. You are on your timeline with your horse, and that is enough, and that is okay. Number 2, your horse does not care what anyone else is doing. They do care about how it feels to be with you. So I want you to think about that next time you hang out together. Your horse doesn't care what anyone else is doing. They care how it feels to be with you. Number 3, rushing to quote unquote catch up is the fastest way to lose your confidence again. And not only will that happen, but you'll also break down that relationship with your horse and the trust that you have there. So maybe think about slowing down rather than rushing to catch up, because again, you are on your own timeline and that is just fine and just right for you and your horse. Number 4, I want you to think less about pressure and needing more pressure and more about safety in your system and in your horses. And that will come from slowing down rather than speeding up and breaking things down rather than adding things on. Okay? You don't need more pressure. You need more safety in your system and to create more safety for your horses. Number 5, comparison will always make you feel like you're failing, even when you're doing really well. There's always going to be someone, especially if you go on social media, there's always going to be someone who's quote unquote doing more or quote unquote being more or achieving more. Always. Always. But how about if you stop comparing? Because it's always going to happen. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be someone doing something better than you. So let's just stop that, shall we? Number 6, small, consistent steps will take you further than just one good ride followed by a flipping spiral. So I want you to focus on, again, breaking things down, small steps consistently. Just keep showing up. That is going to take you further, much, much further than packing everything into one session. Okay. And that forcing and that pressure. Okay. Number 7, avoidance isn't failure, but staying stuck in it is a choice. Okay. So I want you to check in if you feel like you're ducking out of something or avoiding it. Okay. Because that is information. It's not a failure, it's information. All right. So I want you to ask yourself right now, is there something you've been avoiding? And that might be, with your horse. It might be somewhere else in your life. Have you been avoiding something? And if you have, just note it, recognize it without judging yourself, without thinking, oh, I'm a failure or I'm doing something wrong. Okay. Now you have a choice. Do you stay stuck in that? Or do you start to look at what you've been avoiding and how you can actually deal with it? Number 8, you are allowed to go slower than everyone else and you will still get where you want to be. Again, break things down, slow things down. You will still get to your destination. It's like the hare and the tortoise, isn't it? You'll still get to your destination. And you might just get there with a bit more regulation, a bit more trust, a bit more communication with you and your horse. Number 9, confidence does not come from doing more. It comes from feeling safe while you do it. All of these things keep coming back to safety, to slowing down, to breaking things down. Okay, so how can you feel safer in what you're doing? How can you break it down? You don't need to be doing all the things right now. You can break down what you're doing. You're still going to get to where you want to go. You're still going to be what you want to be. You're still going to achieve what you want to achieve. You don't need to pack it all in right now. Number 10. This season, spring is here, and it doesn't need to be overwhelming. It really doesn't have to be. It can actually be the season where everything starts to feel easier. So I want you to have a think about what it is that you would like to be doing. What do you want to be achieving with your horse this spring? And rather than I promise you, if you take the time because you probably have all these things in your head, oh, I really want to go out for this hack. I really want to do this fun ride. I really want to start competing or whatever it is. If you just have these thoughts kind of bumbling in and floating around, but you don't actually sit down and think, right, okay, so how am I going to make that happen? What can I put in place to make that happen? It will just be a thought and a want that's kind of bumbling around in your head that you never actually do anything about. So how about you commit to maybe taking some time in, like, I don't know, at some point this week to sitting down, getting a notepad out, writing down what it is you'd like to achieve in this next couple of months over spring, and then breaking it down and making a plan to do it. The key to not becoming overwhelmed and to actually making progress and doing it well and confidently and, in the most wonderful way with your horse is to break things down into small, manageable pieces. And if you just sit down and do that one thing, that will help you feel less overwhelmed because you've made a plan, because you've had a thought about, right, okay, how do I get to this point? So I hope that was helpful. And if you are listening to this and you've thought, as I've read through some of those, as I've gone through some of those 10 reminders, and you've thought, oh God, I have been feeling a bit overwhelmed and I don't really know how to change it. Yeah, I think writing goals down would be nice, but that I need something a bit deeper than that. This, of course, is exactly what I help with inside of Recalibrate. And Recalibrate is designed to help you guys to stop spiraling, calm your nervous systems, and have you start actually feeling steady again and calm with your horse. Now, if you want support with that and you want to learn all about it and you want to, get back to feeling empowered and confident in all you do with your horse, then I suggest you message me, and you can just put calm, whatever you want, and I will help talk you through it. I can voice note, you can email me, I'll drop my email address below. And yeah, let's chat and let's get you sorted. Otherwise, I hope today's episode was a nice little calming check-in and reminder for you. Take another breath and go into this spring feeling good about yourself, feeling relaxed because you've totally got this. And I hope all of that was helpful. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it. Please review it if you haven't already. Please subscribe if you haven't done that already. And I will see you guys again next week.